I'm down here in Bristol, folks, and I'm really excited to be going to the place I'm going to show you this evening. Down here by the waterfront, there's a little area that's called Cargo, and it's a bunch of different shipping containers. And there was originally a Cargo 1, it was just a small place. Now they've got a Cargo 2, which is extended, and there's loads of different places to eat and drink and whatever down here. The place I'm heading to tonight is up these stairs behind me. It's called Root. Now this has been here, I think, for about 8-9 years. They class themselves as a veg-led. Now, it doesn't mean there's no meat dishes, there's no fish dishes on the menu, but the focus is on veg. And having been online and read their menu, I've got to say, most of the really interesting dishes do seem to be veggie or vegan ones, so maybe I'm going to stick to them tonight. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get myself upstairs and check this place out. Sounds pretty cool to me. So then, folks, I have come in and sat down. I've got to say, I like the vibe of it in here. Simplistically done inside. The table decorations are very, very simple. There's an indoor seating area, which I reckon seats about 20-25 people. Really big outdoor seating bit too. You can hear there are obviously other people in here already, including a small child. Already ordered myself a drink. Get your priorities sorted, isn't it? I'm in Bristol. Gone for a cider. Not Blackthorn, sorry Bristolians. I've gone for something here called the Stray Dog Cafe. Some kind of Somerset cider from Pilton. Know where the Glastonbury Festival is? I think so. As I said, the menu here is pretty much veg-led. So here, okay, is the whole menu, right? So we've got a few little snacky type bits, and as far as I can see, only one of them has any meat with it. It's a fennel salami with cornichon. Time to take a drink, folks. Then you go into the main plates and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different veg-led ones. Some of them are vegan, some just vegetarian. Only 2 dishes in the mains, in addition to those 8, one of which is fish with some sardines and one of which is a larger plate, which is a sausage with Roscoff onion, bits and bobs. But do you know what? I'm going to stick to the veg here today, because that's what this place is all about. That's what they want to showcase. And I tell you what, some of the things on here sound amazing. So what am I going to have? I don't know. I mean, in the little snacky bits, buttermilk fried spring onions with sage and apple ketchup sound pretty special, don't they? Into the mains, there's some grilled carrots with various different bits and bobs. There's a celeriac gravlax with beetroot, horseradish and fennel. Yeah, sounds interesting. There's a kohlrabi dish, Jerusalem artichokes. So they're using a lot of different things. There's also a burrata dish here, actually. It's got some pickled rhubarb with it and tarragon. Do you know what? And that's what I like about places like this. How many years have vegetarians and vegans had really limited options? You know, if you go to a regular restaurant, you might have 1 or 2 dishes. Probably a vegetable lasagna, let's be honest. Or something involving mushrooms. No mushrooms on this menu at all. I like it. I like people being creative, using veg and bringing the best out of it, combining it with other things and making it the centre of a dish. It's really, really tasty, isn't it? It's sustainable, it's seasonal. What's not to like? So I'm going to pick, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe even 4 dishes, who knows? And yeah, we'll see how we go. Might get a pudding at the end. Ooh! First plate has come out to me. This is the spring onions with sage, and the apple ketchup is there on the side. Nice portion. This has cost, what, £7? £7. I think that's fair for a little startery kind of size plate. We've got quite a lot of the onions on here, and I can see why they say these are like a sharing thing, because you could definitely just pick these up and share them out between 2 or 3 people, couldn't you, along with a bunch of other startery kind of stuff. Lovely crisp on that. It's almost a sort of tempura style batter, and it's super crispy. The way they've been cooked up and almost steamed inside this batter, the inside of the spring onions have become very, very sweet. And the apple here just adds even more sweetness to it. Tell you what, I love it when I'm sat at home, which is with sport or a movie or whatever. You've got a nice little bowl with something savoury to snack on. Let's be honest, it's normally crisps. But I tell you what, Something like this would make a really interesting little beer kind of snack. I'm liking it. I am liking it. So, it's quite light. It's not going to fill you up too quick. Great flavours. Great textures. I don't think baby agrees with me. I really like it. You don't like it? Fair enough. Dish number 2 has arrived, and have a little look at this. This looks absolutely stunning. Great colour profile on it. So the celeriac's obviously been marinated in beetroot, okay? There's beetroot on there, there's shaved fennel, there's little fennel fronds, there's a cream on there, which, I don't know, maybe that's whipped tofu or something like that. We'll find out. I really like that. Now, what's the chances of me being able to eat this without getting it all down my shirt? It's beetroot, it's purple. We don't want that to happen, do we? Oh, the little cubes of beetroot here. Got a really nice sharp pickle to them. They've got a sweetness behind it and a saltiness. Wow. Well, that vinegar's even caught me out a little bit. Not in an unpleasant way, just kind of caught the back of my throat a touch. But I really like that sort of strong vinegary hit. Let's try some of this white stuff, which I'm guessing is the shaved fennel. That real beautiful, fresh, aniseedy flavour there. Great crunch to it. And now comes the tricky part, where I'm going to try and get one of these bits of celeriac. So can you see here? There it is. Beautiful purple colour. And this is the dangerous bit. Oh, that's really soft, actually. I wasn't sure whether it was going to be or not. Whether it was just going to be still quite crisp. But it is soft. It's interesting because you've got quite a mild celery tinge to it. And the earthiness as well, of course. But a little bit of the sharpness from that beetroot liquor. It's a really good combination. And probably one of the healthiest things you've ever seen me eat. And this is what I mean about doing creative things with vegetables. Celeriac, what do you normally see that as? Like a celeriac mash where they just boil some up and mix it with potato and mash it? This is very different to that, isn't it? And all the better for it. Great colours, great textures, and most of all, great flavour. I tell you what, this is not what I was expecting this dish to end up looking like. This is the Leek dish. Leek with soy, smoked butter, cured egg yolk, and sesame. It's come out kind of almost looking like a sort of bowl of porridge. That is surprising. Covered in white and black sesame seeds. Egg yolk in the middle, and I don't know whether you're just supposed to sort of just try and open that up and just mush it into everything. That's what I'm going to do anyway. Just get some of that unctuousness from the egg yolk mixed into the whole dish. Yeah, I was kind of expecting maybe sort of like charred leeks to come out, like little baby ones or something. Not a dissimilar presentation to the spring onion dish. It was kind of what I was expecting, but just on like grilled or something. This has thrown me. We've got a lot of savoury and umami in there. That's going to come from that soy, certainly. And there is a smokiness, which I'm going to guess is from the leeks themselves, having been sort of prepared on a grill or somewhere. The sesame seeds provide a little bit of a crisp and chew, just texture into the dish. Because it is, I mean, quite a sloppy kind of thing. It's almost heading towards a very kind of thick soup, like a sort of French onion soup. Interesting. I'll say, not what I was expecting. And I don't know, it feels a bit odd as a dish. It's the sort of thing that might be as a side to something. You know, I wouldn't necessarily want to eat a whole bowl of it. It's got quite an intense flavour, but obviously it's very one textured. It's an interesting dish. I think in the concept of the sharing thing, if there were 2 or 3 of you, all just piling a couple of spoonfuls of that onto your plate with other stuff, I think it would work very, very well. Because maybe for me here, on my Todd, yeah, it's kind of like a bit much of one thing. It is tasty though. And nothing against the cookery of it, and the combination of flavours. Just come back to this beetroot dish. Well, celeriac dish with beetroot. And of course, what I assumed might be whipped tofu. It's the horseradish element, isn't it? I'll notice that now I've put it in my gob. Nice little bit of fire behind it. Definitely my favourite of the 3 dishes I ordered. Absolutely love this. Like a proper grown-up salad, you know? So here we go, folks. This is the dessert menu. Unfortunately, the one thing that I saw online that I really fancy the look of, the deep-fried bread and butter pudding with rhubarb and custard, is not available today. Bit of a shame. So I'm going to have to pick from one of the other 4 options there. Let me know down in the comments which one you think I'm going to go for. We'll see if you're right or not. I'll tell you what, if the lighting gets any lower in here, I'm going to have to swap this for a night vision camera. It's ambient mood lighting, let's put it that way. So we have the dessert here that I chose. Did you guess which one I went for? The sponge pudding. It's got walnut in there, there's quince around it, ice cream on the top. A simple little pudding. I really, really wanted that deep-fried bread and butter pudding with the rhubarb and whatever. That sounded right up my strasse. But there we are. C'est la vie. So it's walnut and ginger, this, I think. Let's move the ice cream a touch just so I can get a little bit of the sponge by itself. And we'll see if it's a sort of a lighter one or a more dense one. Somewhere in between. It's got a stickiness to it. The ginger is probably the more prominent of the 2 flavours there. Definitely more so than the walnut. I mean, ginger is, isn't it? It's one of those things that you've got to use it very, very carefully. Otherwise, it just takes over. But I wouldn't say it's taking over here, but it is the more prominent flavour. The quince has been turned into this puree that's down underneath. And I've got to say, I'm not sure about it. It's got a very much a baby food quality to it. Maybe I should pass it over there. help keep it and settle down a touch. And the ice cream on the top. Nice and smooth. Not bad at all. Let's see how that works with the sponge. I really like that hot and cold contrast you get. Quite often, all right, you're just going to say this because I'm greedy more than anything else. If you're having a hot pudding, you like to have it with custard, right? Apple crumble and custard, a sponge pudding with custard. I put a scoop of ice cream on there as well. I mean, you can't go wrong, can you? I just like the way that the hot and cold kind of plays tricks with your mind. It's not something to do if you've got sensitive teeth, though. That's for sure. I don't mind it. Compare it to the jam sponge pudding that I had at Paul Ainsworth's not so long ago. It's not as good as that. That was really soft all over. This has got quite a crispy outer. Then you've got to almost crack through like an egg to get inside. But the flavour's good. Flavour is good. I'm missing the walnut element though. I'm not getting any pieces of walnut in amongst it. But I think that would be good. Both as a textural thing and to actually get that sort of crunch and then the hit of the walnut. It's a nice enough pudding. Not blowing me away though. So guys, I've brought myself outside into this little kind of tented area to do my little summary. Lighting's better out here, not much. They got heaters on. Do you know what? I almost wish I'd sat outside to film the review. It was a bit strange the way they set it up in there. I was the first person in the restaurant. I basically sort of sat down at a table for two, and then they just started seating people all around me rather than in other parts. You'd think they'd want to spread people out a little bit. It's a little bit uncomfortable when you know, not necessarily just filming, but when you're trying to have conversations with people. There was a party of three sat next to me celebrating a birthday, and they got me prattling on to about about me dinner into a camera. So yeah, they could have organised that a little bit better, I think. But you know, that's the way it is. So let's go through what I ordered. We had the bottle of cider, that was £6. Yeah, artisan little bottle of cider. I guess you're going to pay that in a restaurant kind of setting, aren't you? The spring onions, £7. They were really tasty, to be fair. I think that's a reasonable price. I like the batter on them, like the little crunch it gave them. Steaming them in that batter brought a sweetness out in the onion. The apple sauce went with it really nicely. Didn't pick up the sage element there. The Leek dish. Yeah, that was the one that I didn't get on with so well. I like the flavour of it. I like the intensity of it. But it's not what you think of when you're thinking of a Leek dish, perhaps. Maybe as a, you know, kind of sort of like a dip kind of thing, maybe, with some bread. Might have worked quite nicely. But just as a big bowl of it by itself, yeah, it didn't quite work for me. That was £10.50. Star of the show, the Celeriac gravlax. That was delicious. Lovely textures in there. A little bit of crisp in that beetroot still. The Celeriac was soft, though. The fennel, really crunchy, really fresh, little aniseed taste. The sort of sweetness, the pickle, everything, it just worked together really, really well. That was an excellent dish. That's a 10 out of 10 dish. It really is. And then the cake at the end. The ginger and walnut cake. It was just like a ginger sponge, to be honest with you. I don't know where the walnut element of it was. The quince underneath it was just like baby food, and that was not for me at all. The ice cream, nicely made. That was just like a 6 out of 10 dessert for me. And, you know, I mean, I could go through and do it individually and come up with an average, really. I mean, the spring onions are about an 8 out of 10. The leeks, yeah, probably only about a 6. And the celeriac, like I said, a 10. So, I mean, where are we coming out? About sort of 7 out of 10 overall, maybe? 7.5? Something like that? I don't think it's overpriced. What have I paid overall? £42, then a 12.5% service charge. No problem with the service charge there. The service in there was really, really good. Really friendly, really helpful. Yeah, I liked it. So I'm going to say the experience I liked. One or two things in the food I think could be better. And maybe one or two of those are personal taste, I don't know. But I can only judge what's put in front of me, can't I? So that's how it is. So yeah, I'm going to say about a 7.5 out of 10. Does it get Greeno's green light? I think it does. I like the way they're doing things. I like the way they're trying to be creative with veggies. Yeah, I think overall, if you're in this part of the world, you should come and give it a try, definitely. So there we are. You got the score, just about a green light, I think. I think a lot of people would like this place. I think it's a really interesting place to come and try different things. You know, we don't have to eat meat all the time, do we? There's lots of really interesting flavours in there. And maybe if I'd picked different dishes, I'd have liked things a bit better. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, click a thumbs up on there for me. What else have you got to do? Hype the video. If you're on a mobile device, that's the new thing that all the cool kids do, apparently. I'm a bit baffled by it myself, to be honest. What else? Look around the vole. Subscribe to the channel. Ding your bell for notifications. You guys all know better than I do, don't you, by now? Anyway, that's going to be it from me. Where are you going to find me next? You will have to tune in to the next video to find out. Until then, I will see you next time. Bye for now. Out into the darkness of Bristol. Wish me luck.